Like,
Okay. Hi guys. Welcome to the first episode of Indian Football Casuals. We are starting this new venture where we will be going live every weekend, hopefully. And it was Rutvij's idea to pitch the pitch the podcast that we will be discussing all things Indian football, and we also got Soumik on board. So it's the three of us in the first episode, but we are hopeful that everybody will be joining in. It's a podcast for everyone. No one owns this space. Like everyone can join. Like we have more guests lined up in the next weekend. Hopefully everybody will join, and we are trying to make form a community of Indian football fans who can discuss anything and everything on the podcast, right? So today, yeah. So So what we're going to discuss आज is that the World Cup qualifiers draw, the Asian Games draw, both men and women. So my first question to Rutvij would be that uh, did you like the draw? How tough is the draw, and what is your first reactions to all the three draws?
see, for the AFC, the World Cup qualifiers, so I mean, it is a decent draw, not too good, not too bad. We are playing Qatar, Kuwait, and maybe Afghanistan, most likely. The worrying thing for me is the fourth team, that is Afghanistan. The last time we played them, they played their home games in Dushanbe. So that is something that the Central Asian high altitude games which will come and kick in, and we might face difficulties over there. So I think that Afghanistan, the fourth team should have been a bit easier than Afghanistan, but we have
Okay.
Kuwait as well, so decent draw. I mean, we should be able to play round three for the AFC Asian Cup, the World Cup qualifiers. For the Asian Games, it is very easy. I have no complaints about that. It is Korea, Myanmar, and Bangladesh. We should be, irrespective if the three stalwarts play or not, we should be able to uh, qualify for the knockouts, beating Bangladesh and Myanmar. For the women's team, we have a very tough draw. Three teams, and only one of them will be qualifying for the next round. And both the teams are higher ranked than us. And we've also missed two FIFA windows for the women's team. So after the completion of IWL, I don't think the team has played any football, international football. And with again Thomas Dennerby coming in, I'm not sure if he has watched the IWL, because what I do know is his contract got over before the IWL, and AIFF uh, insisted on him to sign a contract. So I'm not too sure how it will go for the women's team, but for the men's team, for the Asian Games and the qualifiers, I'm pretty much sure we could make the next rounds. So yes, that's what my thoughts are. Soumik, anything to add?
Yeah, basically, look, we have already beaten these teams, both Afghanistan and Kuwait. We have dominated them and we have beaten them. But there's one worrying thing, as you have mentioned, that we don't know how we are going to perform at away games, especially last time when we played Afghanistan, or I, you can say, whenever we played on an away match, we haven't done that well, right? Um, at least in comparison to our home games. Recently, in both, in all these three tournaments, we have done really well, playing in front of our home fans. Uh, Kuwait is going to be a very tricky match. Kuwait was a very tricky match in the recent SAF Cup also, but we managed to beat them. Uh, in the first game, I think we should have won that 1-1 draw. I think we should have won that one. Uh, and also in the SAF Cup final, we were the better team among the two teams. But how we are going to do in front of those Kuwaiti fans who we all know are passionate? I think Sayak will know it better because from his East Bengal days, he has seen East Bengal playing a semi-final there. Uh, Apart from that, the Qatar one, if we get even a draw from the two matches, that will be an exceptional. But we should qualify from the World Cup group stage. This should be the first priority that we should qualify from the second round to the third round, right? Uh, I would like Igor Stimac to continue. He has already shown progress with this team in the previous cycle. I would like to give him a new cycle because you see, if a new coach comes in between and he starts his own things, then probably another cycle will be gone. Even last time, Stimac drew with Afghanistan, which we should have won, right? In comparison to them, we had better players. We were better prepared. So continuity should be there, and we should qualify for the next stage. That's for the World Cup draw, and of course for the men's Asian Cup draw, it's a easy group at least to finish in the second spot. The China game in China, of course, even a draw at that match, I will think it will be a great result for us. But both Bangladesh and Myanmar, we should beat them comprehensively. And with the team, with the squad, I have seen we have a pretty good squad. Uh, we should get to the knockout zone. And as Rutvij has already mentioned, the women's draw is really tough for us. Only one team progresses, and both Chinese Taipei and Thailand are at this point better equipped than our team. And we are already struggling with a lot of off the field issues. So if we can qualify, it will be close to a miracle, I would say.
Yeah, also, I also have the same opinion because, I've noticed women's team promise a lot of things, but not really managing them. Like they're a great side, and AIFF has been a bit lackluster when it comes to, sending women's teams to have play matches, while other teams are playing matches. Like I saw Pakistan, even Pakistan play matches last month. So AIFF has to work more on national women's team. Like, yeah, they're trying to get the Indian Women's League a bit stabilized, but they also have to keep sending teams to play every window possible. So I think so. I will not have much hopes, but if we can beat Chinese Taipei, I think that will be good enough for me because I don't see us beating Thailand. I think they are a bit too strong for us. As far as Asian Games men's football is concerned, I think we got all the luck there. Like we could not ask for a better draw in Asian Games. Like Bangladesh, Myanmar will be troubling us. We have noticed that we struggle to put goals against teams who play a low block. But again, I expect us to beat them regardless of how defensive they play. Against China, I think that would be a fair challenge. Like we will be able to understand like where do they actually stand because playing away games as Soumik said is a different challenge. Like if China comes to Bangalore or Kolkata or hopefully not Odisha. We will we will manage to beat them, right? But again, playing in China, like Chinese fans, well, football is not the biggest sport there, but like us, they will fill the stadiums. So playing against Chinese fans would be a challenge. And in Asian Games, we have seen China fill stands for every or the big sports. So in Asian Games also they will be coming to support their football team as well. So that's a great challenge. I'm looking forward to the Earth Derby as people are calling it. So I hopefully we will finish second. Like second is a must in Asian Games. Like if you do not qualify from there, AIFF has a lot to explain to PT Usha, I think. And and about World Cup qualifiers, well, everybody's saying we will be finishing second, but I'm a bit pessimist about this because like Qatar games, I'm not expecting anything. Like yeah, we got a draw by defending for 90 minutes, had 20 shots. I think Sandu saving every one of them in Qatar, but I think that's not going to happen every day. Like and I've noticed India is playing a lot of possessive football like in the last few games we saw. So I think that won't be approach for us anymore. So I think that will be a great challenge for us. But I don't see us beating Qatar. Like no matter many people call Qatar a poor footballing country after the World Cup results, but that's the World Cup, and we are India, so that's not a fair comparison at all. Qatar is a strong team every time when they face us. And as far as Kuwait is concerned, well, yeah, actually Shomik is right. Like we were the better team in both the matches, just by not getting the results in regulation time. But I think Kuwait, I don't know. I felt Kuwait kind of underperformed against us. So I don't know if that's gonna be the case again in away matches. So if we beat Kuwait home and away, and we have to beat Afghanistan or Mongolia. I think Afghanistan will come through. So we have to win at least 3 out of 4 matches against Kuwait and Afghanistan. Then I think we should be okay enough to finish second. But I'm not absolutely sure or certain like most other fans. I'm kind of pessimist on that side. I think Kuwait and India are gonna be very close for the second place in the qualifiers. Anyway, I think we should discuss all the other groups as well. Like Shomik, he follows lots of world football. Like let him assess all the groups and tell me the top two teams from each of the group. Come on,
Yeah, just give me one sec.
yeah.
And uh, I just interrupted between. So you mentioned about Kuwait. So I was in the I wrote the pre-match conference of Kuwait during this AFCON, and the coach, the Portuguese coach, I forgot his name. He was a Portuguese guy. He said we are here to uh, test our players, test the conditions because the conditions back home and conditions in Bengaluru were not similar because they are not used to play in the rainy conditions, the Kuwaiti side. So it is not an underperformance. I would believe the team is in progress. They've got the coach very recently. They last lost a game in regulation time was against Qatar in the Gulf Cup. In the other tournaments as well, they played the African sides as well before coming to SAF Championship. Uh, they did not lose the game there, but they drew the game there. But the coming year, they I don't see them underperforming, but we were technically better. Underperforming, I mean, they did not get too many chances as much we did in the final as well and in the last group game. So I believe we were tactically better than them. They are progressing as the coach said. But once the World Cup qualifiers start, we have two FIFA windows before that. Yes, FIFA windows before that. So Kuwait, I guess, will be playing some better teams than us. So I believe once the World Cup qualifiers start, I just throw up. Once the World Cup qualifiers start, I believe they will be better equipped. They will be ready tactically. They they have played us in two games. They would have known how we play. So I am expecting a good game, home and away both. So yes, Shamik, now you can continue.
Yeah, as you have mentioned, we all know Kuwait are coming from a big band which has just stopped the growth in their country, right? A few years earlier, they were one of the best teams. If at that point we had 8.5 spot for Asian teams, I am sure they would have played World Cup by now. Uh, they are they still need the time to reach that level, but I think they have it in them to reach there again. They have produced some good results, and against India. They showed that they have that ability to hold India in India, right? It was in that fast game where I believe we should have won, and they come back and just got that goal. Uh, now moving to the part where we will discuss about the top two teams from each group. In the group A, as we know, Qatar should qualify as the top team. And in one between India and Kuwait, I would like India to obviously qualify, and I think India are the favorites here. Moving to group B, it's Japan, Syria, North Korea, and one between Myanmar and Macau. So here Japan is, of course, they are going to qualify, and then Syria are also the qualify to the next round. North Korea is going to be a tricky game. We have seen them getting results in the past, even playing the World Cup in 2010. Uh, we will see, but I think Japan and Syria should qualify. It's fairly an easy group for them. In the Group C, it's South Korea, China, Thailand, and Singapore. Now, this is an interesting group. Sorry, Singapore and Guam, one between them will qualify, and I think it should be Singapore. South Korea, of course, is the better team among these four. But China has the ability to stop any teams at their home and can beat any team. They have the players. It's just for some reason it's not clicking for them. Uh, who knows? This might be their time. And even Thailand at the past, we have seen even at the last Asian Cup, we have seen them getting some brilliant results. It will be close, but China and South Korea should qualify. But Thailand are going to surely put up the fight. Uh, in the Group D, it's Oman, Kyrgyzstan, Malaysia, and Chinese Taipei or Timor Leste. Oman has progressed really well in the past few years. They defeated Japan in Japan, which is really a great result for them. Also, Kyrgyzstan, another good team. Malaysia, the home atmosphere they create are really great, and they might get some results at their home. But it will be really tough to get anything from Oman or Kyrgyzstan at their away matches. In Group E, it's Iran, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Hong Kong, or Bhutan. Iran and Uzbekistan are clearly the favorites, and I think Uzbekistan should have been a pot one team. They have that quality to be a pot one team. I don't know how they got demoted to pot two. It's a tough draw, really tough draw for Turkmenistan. And Hong Kong or Bhutan, I don't see Hong Kong having any chance in this group. Of course, they haven't done really well, right? Iran should qualify, and but it will be interesting to see who tops the group because Uzbekistan again has the quality to beat anyone on their day. They have the players and they can beat them. Then in Group F, we have Iraq, Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia or Brunei. Uh, Iraq and Vietnam. Vietnam is probably the country who has developed most in the last 5 6 years in Asia, and we have seen them performing in 2019 Asian Cup, and they took us all by storm. It was a really great result from them. Uh, the way they have developed their grassroots program and everything. Iraq is also a really great team, and they are the heavyweights. They have always been the heavyweights. So Iraq and Vietnam should qualify. Philippines have an outside chance, but they will they will need really great results from Vietnam match. Now Vietnam with their technical ability, I believe is the superior team among them and should qualify from here on. Now moving to the next group, we have Saudi, Jordan, Tajikistan, and Cambodia or Pakistan. Uh, Saudi Arabia is one of the top four nations in Asia right now. We have seen them what they can do, and they should easily qualify from this group. Uh, but
They beat
Jordan,
Argentina.
yeah, man, that was Argentina's only loss in probably their last around 46 games. That was they are coming from a 36
Great.
match unbeaten streak, and then they have not probably been beaten in last 8 or 10 matches. I don't remember the count. So
I think with the advent of all these European players of Saudi Pro League, I think that's gonna help Saudi football grow
of
even
course
much, both in terms of marketing and even player development. I think.
they already had a pretty strong league in Asia, and now with all these players are coming in, their players will probably get the best exposure in Asia. Uh, Jordan and Tajikistan is going to be tough. Tajikistan is a team who always punches above their weight. I have seen them doing it, and they have the players to do it. But Jordan are the favorites, and it's a tough call. But I will still pick Jordan here. Now in Group H, it's UAE, Bahrain, Yemen or Sri Lanka or Nepal and Laos. So
Easiest
this
one.
should be this should be the easiest group. I think we all should predict
Yeah, very
UAE and
straightforward.
Bahrain are going there.
Yeah, very
Yemen's
straightforward group.
level,
Yeah.
Yemen's level has dropped down a lot in the recent few years, and I don't know how Nepal or Laos if they can even get snatch 1 point from these draws.
I think they can beat Yemen or Sri Lanka.
If Sri Lanka qualifies, then yeah, but Yemen is going to be tough for them.
Okay.
But yeah, at home conditions for Nepal, they might even get a win. Who knows? It's a tricky condition to play. Even we struggled.
Yeah,
So
yes.
then in the final group, it's Australia, Palestine, Lebanon, and Maldives or Bangladesh. Uh, Maldives versus Bangladesh is going to be a very good match, and probably I think Bangladesh is the only
Network issue, I
Is Soumik
guess.
gone? Yeah,
It's a
so we
network
will just move
issues.
forward. Um, so Rutvij, Shrijan is saying, don't be surprised if Saudi nationalizes some European players and draft them in the national team in the upcoming years. What's your take? Do we do we see Saudi getting some European players in the national team anymore?
I do see them because see, now the Middle Eastern countries are way more acceptable now. I think the geopolitics has now its role, as Siri John said, the footballing aspect too. So we have seen players like Pedro being naturalized, playing for Qatar. So we might also see some players being naturalized and used, some African players, some European players being naturalized. They might not get a chance to play for their national team, but they'll be good enough to play for Saudi Arabia in coming. It will take time. It will not be in 1, 2, 3 years, but
What if what
five,
if
six.
what if what if Ronaldo's son plays for Saudi Arabia?
No, you won't do that. You won't do that.
Yeah.
We
But
won't do that.
I think Saudi is pretty strong already. Like I think if, like the Argentina win was not a fluke win. We saw them. They were actually troubling Argentina in the second half itself, and they also played decently in the other World Cup games. And they are already a proper top four Asian side, as Shomik said. So they are not a fluke strong side. They are genuinely good. So I think that I think with the arrival of European players in the league, they can naturally push to be world beaters. I don't think they need the origin players. Like
No,
to be very honest.
they'll come a time. There'll come a time when players from South America and Africa. I'm not saying European players won't be naturalized, but with you see South American players and African players, I believe they'll be naturalized because the amount of money the Saudis paying right now, they wouldn't want to go to countries and their own countries in Venezuela or any Caribbean countries or stuff like that. So I do believe that if they open for naturalization, it will happen 5 6 years down the line, and I believe the South American players will be the first one to join, and then the African players. I don't have hopes from European players, but I do see a chance where South American players and European African players playing for Saudi if they open for naturalization. Shirijon has said something. Nepal with Vincenzo, yes, Vincenzo. So Vincenzo is my good friend. I've been talking to him uh, from quite a while. So what one of the two things he said in a recent press conference here or somewhere in Nepal that with Nepal the thing is they face the similar problem as us. We now have a league for 6 7 8 months right now, but for
Hmm.
them they only have the league for 3 months, and the pay is not that well, and the players board a flight to Australia and they do some other jobs in Australia. They believe they can earn well there compared to what they earn here. And Vincenzo had requested in some interviews, I heard that Indian club should be I League club should be open to sign the Nepali players so that Nepali football can be flourished, can be saved. So with Vincenzo, yes, he's technically good. He knows what he does, but with only 3 months league, you are asking too much. He will improve Nepal, but I don't see improvement with so much drastically. थोड़ा बहुत होगा, but I'm not expecting them to be very good. Like so Srimaj, what Srimaj has done for India in last a year or year and a half. The first part of it was probably the he was finding the best formation, the best team. Now Srimaj has got everything what he wanted, but with Vincenzo, I don't think it is going to happen. I hope it does, but I am not hopeful.
I think well, Nepal has to play Laos first in the first round, right? And I think Laos is pretty weak. Like we bashed them 6-1 at home, I think, with Pussy scoring, but that's new.
Yes, yes.
And I think Nepal should beat Laos, and if they beat Laos, and if Yemen comes up, and I think Nepal can beat Yemen at home. I think like that group, they do have one match at least at home to get one win, so that would be great for them. Anyway, we progressed from Nepal to India again. Pavneet is asking, किंग्स कप में सीनियर टीम को जाना चाहिए अंडर 23 को, बताओ भाई, ऋत्विक जी.
Senior team by senior team. If the imagine his interview with Revu Sports, I guess Revu Sports is Korea ka channel. Yes, where he said that he might be tempted to send the under 23 team. I believe Kings Cup we are playing Iraq there, we are playing Thailand. No, it is a knockout game, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know actually.
Sorry. So it is an I believe it is a knockout game. So we will be playing Iraq there. So I don't see anything that why we shouldn't send the senior team. Under 23 team can I mean you are asking too much. I mean we have one good game. We are playing a top Asian side. So I believe the team, the senior team should be doing. And I was part of the Sunil Chetri interaction a month ago, just after the SAF Cup win. He said before, I mean, as Srimaj has asked for 1 month uh, to prepare, 4 weeks to prepare for the AFC Asian Cup in January. So speaking on that, he said not only 4 months to prepare ourselves, we also want to play a top Asian nation like like Korea, Japan, Iran. We want to play them so that we know how are these teams going to play. So we are mentally ready, we are physically ready of what the challenges will come ahead, will come for the this thing for the AFC Asian Games. But I'm not expecting I'm not expecting under 23 side to go. Sayak, I guess, has an internet issue. So yeah, you can continue asking us the questions. Will answer. Sayak, I'm texting you. Any questions, guys? And we are really, really sorry. So moving on, we the plan was to discuss the potential venues for the home games. So so I'm just waiting Sayak to join in. He'll join in. Just tune in for next 2 minutes. He'll be joining us in 2 minutes.
Yeah, sorry guys, my internet got.
Welcome. So, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, so we were talking about Kings Cup, right? So I think Kings Cup maybe should be sending the first team itself because we have some great teams. Thailand will put make us play Iraq first. Pretty sure they would want the easier opponent in Lebanon. So I think we cannot put a contest with Iraq with the under 23 team. We should play the senior team, especially because in India senior team results matter a lot because we saw like so many Indian fans were supporting Indian football that we won't get if we don't push. Like at the end of the day, national team results matter the most if you want to have new fans, no matter how strong the leagues are, how long the leagues are, right? So I think that will be a great way to attract people. And if we somehow manage to beat Iraq, that would be huge. I think they like with Asia having 8.5 slots, Iraq does have a good chance to qualify for the World Cup itself. So I think beating them, if we manage to beat them, that would be huge. And anyway, if we don't beat them, if we lose to them, we have a third place match to play as well, right? So two quality matches we have. So we should send the senior team itself.
Uh,
Baki, I think it's a question mark. If he wants to experiment, well, I don't mind.
there's a
Baki,
question
let's see.
coming in from there's a question coming in from Ruben Diaz. Uh, will ISL clubs allow the 4 weeks requested by C match? I believe yes, they will allow it uh, because the players have asked for it. Sunil has said yes, we do need the 4 weeks because to, to up the ante, the level we play in, the level the players play in the ISL is quite low than what they will be expecting in the AFC Asian Cup. So yes, there are what I can say right now is there are dialogues between players and clubs to release up national team players 23, 25, 26 players 4 weeks before the tournament. I'm not sure if the league is going to continue, but I am sure that the players will be released 4 weeks before. I don't know if for Mohan Bagan and Mohan Bagan Mumbai City and Odisha FC players they have the continental this thing or not. But the ISL clubs will for the ISL season they will release them. That all I can say right now.
Yeah. Even like I have also been hearing that AIFF has FFGL and all the 12 some team agreement that yeah we will be releasing players. I think it's now a prestige issue for AIFF because after so much requests, so much fan tweets and everything, I think it's a matter of prestige for AIFF to at least do well in the Asian Games, like no matter what, in the men's football itself, because we got an easy group, right? And we did so much. We got an exception for football being made. Though I think the rule itself is ridiculous, uh, given Indian sports not having enough quality itself. We cannot miss tournaments for any sport, let football.
Sayak, I believe
But
you have internet issues
yeah,
over there because we can't hear anything. It is going.
am I audible now? Hello,
You are audible, but you
am
are
I
not
audible?
visible. You are audible, but you're not visible.
Uh,
No, right now,
yeah,
okay, okay, that's fine, that's fine.
yeah. So Asian Games का मैं वही बोल रहा था that I think it's a prestige issue, and I think India needs to at least play round of 16 to justify inclusion of football in the Asian Games by the government of India. Anyway, it's Ruben again. He's asking, will CMAC be the coach of the Commonwealth World Qualifier? Will easily getting a second cycle.
So so again moving back to the Sunil Chetri interaction. Some journalists asked him the similar question that where do you see Steamach's future post the Asian Cup? He said he knows what Steamach is thinking right now, but he won't comment. And yesterday, I believe, yesterday or today, Steamach gave an interview to Mansur from Hindustan Times, where he said that. I can make this team top 18 in the world and top 10 in Asia in next 4 years. And if AFF doesn't listen to them, he'll happy to part ways. So I believe and I think if we put on a good show from now to the Asian Cup, I don't have any hopes on the Asian Cup simply because we are playing three good sides and uh, results in the Asian Cup 2023, which is happening in January, will not, I believe, should not have any uh, thing on C match. We shouldn't be blamed for anything. But I do think if it will be the best for AIFF to retain Igor Stimac. Igor Stimac, since he gave the interview to the court to Hindustan Times, I believe he will still be open to coach India post the Asian Cup. So the balls in the AIFF court. What AIFF thinks, what the technical committee thinks. For me, retaining C match is no brainer. What about you, Sai?
See, I am a fan of continuity itself. Like when Constantine was being kicked out from East Bengal itself, I wanted to give him a second season. So when it comes to national team, I think the national team plays matches after a long breaks and gaps. That's the nature of football itself. Like unlike cricket, we don't have international matches every other day, right? So any new coach coming will take his time. He will take 1 2 years itself to understand what kind of players he needs, what kind of tactics will work, what kind of opponents we need to play more. With CMAC, he also struggled. He also struggled for first 2 years, and with COVID coming in, he also didn't have enough matches to understand where the national team is standing. And CMAC has changed the approach. Like we are playing a lot with the ball itself. Though I don't think tactics matter to me a lot. Like results do matter, but the point is CMAC is also delivering results right now, so his tactics are working at the end of the day, and it's attractive to also watch the game played by India. So I think with Asian Cup we have got a very strong group. Like it's close to impossible to do anything with that group at this point. We might get a draw against Syria at best. no, we are not big Australia or Uzbekistan, so we cannot judge CMAC with Asian Cup results at all. We can judge CMAC with what we saw in the last 2 months, and with what we will be seeing in the next few months with the Kings Cup Asian Games, the World Qualifiers, Merdeka Cup. So most of the opponents are more or less like they are 70% opponents we should be beating. So those matches will be the actual way to assess Mac more and more. Although for me, I think Mac has done brilliant. He has achieved what was supposed to be achieved. So I think we should be giving a second cycle to him because we have seen in other countries like Brazil, Iran, coaches stay for multiple cycles. So I think India has to drop this idea of a 4 year cycle. If we have to think long term, we have to think 2 cycles एक साथ so that we have gradual development and stay the same, like have the same ideology and tactics for the players to understand and adapt. So I think for me, CMAC should stay. Though I think AIFF and CMAC have a love-hate relationship. He's extremely outspoken. He criticizes AIFF whenever he wants. So I think that's a personality AIFF does not like much. But I think AIFF also knows where to separate personal uh, grudges from professional grudges, and I think CMAC deserves the second chance for me. That's no brainer, as you said.
And
Um,
I,
like
which
Abhi Soumik is not coming back.
Soumik is
Sorry?
coming back. Soumik is coming back.
No, no, he's not coming back. No,
Okay.
no, he's not. So let's discuss the venues, like which venues should India be playing in the World Cup qualifiers. We have first 3 home matches, I think. So which three
Uh,
cities should host, and tell me which three cities should host the matches and why?
Three cities. See, with what we saw in Bangalore, one of the three games should be going to Bangalore. I believe. Which game? I believe I would want the Kuwait game again in Bangalore. I would not put a Kuwait game in Kolkata just because the crowd there, because the pressure would be used that our players would be under pressure to perform, because you are part of the Kolkata crowd, you know how Kolkata crowd behaves. So if we are playing in Kolkata, let it's okay. We play Qatar where we don't have anything to lose there, or we play Afghanistan there. But from Kuwait, we need an atmosphere that pushes the players so that the players give their 100%. And as I mentioned, one is Bangalore, one is Kolkata. And the third venue will be tight because again, I'll give the reference of what Sunil Chetri said in the last this thing. Sunil said that we can even create the same atmosphere in Mumbai because the stands are quite near to the pitch, and I believe the voices will be heard over there. So I think, and Srimatch has not played any home games in Mumbai, if I'm not mistaken. From 2019, there has been no games happening in Mumbai, in the Mumbai football arena. So players would like to play in Mumbai, as what Sunil said. Sunil and actually Sanjay Singhal were discussing on this issue that we can have this uh, uh, crowd crowd in Mumbai because this thing is very clear. The stands are very near to the pitch. Or for my personal choice would be the third venue would be Mumbai. Uh, Maybe I think I might be wrong, but AIFF will go for Odisha just because they built the infrastructure there and things over there. But Odisha will be a. I don't get me wrong. Don't. I mean, I have no grudges against anyone, but Odisha will be a failed opportunity, whichever game we play. in the World Cup qualifiers, it will be a failed opportunity for us because what we saw in the Intercontinental Cup, the support was not which was expected. They didn't have 15,000 fans supporting them, even though they had brought school children in. It was good for school children over there, good for the culture. But seriously, I don't wish that the Indian team plays at Odisha just because what we saw in Odisha. Even I'll be a personal bias in this. When 2019 Intercontinental Cup happened, we had more people in Ahmedabad than what was in Odisha. It is
Yeah,
my personal bias, but it is what it
I
is.
think yeah, I think you're right because Bangalore knows how to cheer up the players, and the players were mesmerized with the Vande Mataram chants. Like they were posting personally, like they did really were mesmerized. So I think the Kuwait game, which is a make or break game for us, like we have to win that game at any cost. That game should go to Bangalore so that players are charged up, and so that will be familiar for the players as well, playing the same opponent for the third time, the same venue. That will be nice. To Kolkata, I think Kolkata people are extremely aggressive, and if we cannot give them the Qatar game, I think because in most probability we are losing the Qatar game, and the Indian team will be in double pressure to perform in front of the fans in Kolkata, because if we are losing big there, the players are gonna get traumatized. Okay, so I think the easier game should go to Kolkata, the Afghanistan one, so that the Afghanistan players feel the pressure. The Afghanistan players should be feeling the pressure, not our players itself. And yeah, I
Yes.
think the Qatar game should go to Mumbai. Like this, like I said, the stands are closer. It's a lot more humid as well than the other two places. I think that's gonna help us. And I think Mumbai fans also are pretty supportive. Like they keep chanting, and with the stands being closer, the Indian players will feel closer to the fans itself. So I think Mumbai, Bangalore, Kolkata it is for me as well. Or else we can also explore Delhi maybe, but it's very complicated. Like there's lots of other issues to
Delhi,
solve first, so it's not gonna happen.
I don't want to be biased. Deepesh is my friend. I know he's watching this, but
Hi,
the
Deepesh.
stands the stands are like 100 meters far from where the actual pitch is.
Yeah, like the track is very wide, like it's very far, and they would not be able to fit it. Like if 40,000 come to Delhi, it makes sense, but they won't be coming. So it's lost cause as well actually. Anyway, let's not disappoint Deepesh too much if he's watching. Let's talk Asian Games again. About the three overage players. Should we be sending three overage players, or our under 23 side is enough to beat Bangladesh, Myanmar, and even China perhaps?
See, it is not the case where we should send it or not. It is a no-brainer for me. We should have sent the three players, but I was not impressed by the three players which were chosen. Sandesh and Chetri is good, but in these games you have to trust players like Prakshuk and Dheeraj in the goalkeeping department. I mean, we shouldn't waste this one spot for Gurpreet. I know for the fact that Gurpreet would have chosen himself, that he would have rose his hand up and said, "Coach, I want to play and let me play." He would have gone to the federation. He would have spoken to the coach. But again, yesterday what we saw, a report from DOI where Kalyan Chopik quoted that they made a mistake by not including the overage players' name when they sent the list to DIOA. I believe whoever has sent the list has to. I mean, I'm really surprised. I mean, no one from AIFF. I think there was a debate where you claim that Igor Simas didn't know the rules, that they were three overage players. Fine, it may be true, but wasn't there someone in the technical committee or AIFF to tell Igor that there are three overage players being allowed there and you can choose it? So it's quite saddening, baffling, and irresponsive from the irresponsible from the AIFF. I hope the three players get to the flight to China. If not, in any case, we should be qualifying for the knockouts. In any case, China, I don't know how their under 23 sides play, but I'm quite confident with what we have with the squad. What TOI, when TOI revealed the squad, there's nothing from AIFF. What the squad, according to TOI, is the one they released yesterday in their report. If that is so, then I believe we are better equipped to play Myanmar and Bangladesh. I'm not too sure how we will play against China. How is the Chinese team? But we, irrespective of under 23 players, overage players being set or not, we should be qualifying for the knockouts.
Welcome back,
Soumik,
Uh,
Soumik.
Arey, hi. Sorry for the technical issue. Uh, I
Yeah,
am
no
under
worries, no worries.
I am under WBSC DCL, and you know how things work.
It's better at my place, so no worries.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Goenka runs your
Soumik,
place. So
I will, no, no. Soumik, needs to answer one
मोहन बगान
question.
फैंस मोहन बगान फैंस विल वो जब बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में कि वो माला जप रहे हैं
no, no, no. Actually,
जय
no, no.
गोयनका.
You can ask him. He is a staunch East Bengal supporter. He will also say that CSC provides better electricity in Bengal. The
Well,
service is better.
at this point, I think every private body is better than state bodies here. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's economic debate right now. Not gonna jump in there.
yeah.
So, Shomiko, I'll ask one question. Like, in the Intercontinental Cup and the SAP Championship, we had to depend on Chetri, right? Like, we didn't have Ishan Pandit as fit. We had Shiv Naran injured, and who else? Rahim Ali was underperforming. So we were extremely dependent on Chetri. With Asian Games, is it really necessary to bring Chetri overboard? Like, should we be wanting Chetri to win matches, or should we and can we win matches without Chetri being the lone striker? Should we give chances to only our young strikers? Like, what is your opinion?
The issue is, of course, we have seen our Indian strikers lack the finishing skills, or it's just they can't execute them at the right time. It's vice versa in multiple cases. Chetri has been the lone performer for the Indian team for decades, and he has carried the team. Uh, even now, we don't have a proper out and out goal scorer. Yeah, Changte is someone who is rising to that point, and his stint with Mumbai City has helped him to go there. If you see how he was performing in Chennai, he was missing tap-ins, and he had this technical issue where he used to just kick under the ball and the ball would pop up and he would miss the chance. But in Mumbai, they have started to play him in the right wing where he just have to bend his body to get that shot, and that issue has been solved. He's getting a lot of goals, and he's up and Chetri are probably the only ones who are looking more to score goals. There are quite a few players who can score goals for the Indian team, apart from Chetri and Changte. Sahal is someone who has that good finishing, but he sometimes overdoes his things and messes it up unnecessarily. Where he should finish it easily, he just goes on dribbling and dribbling and dribbling. and the chance goes. Even at this point, we are totally depending on Chetri to deliver the results in the tough matches. When there are like two chances coming up in a whole match, even after playing this brand of football, uh, it's only Chetri whom you would prefer in that number 9 role, even today. So I think what we should look at is we should give Chetri this full cycle at least up until the Asian Games, where he should play the maximum number of games. Of course, there are players who should also get games under their belt in the national team. Now, Ishan Pandita's case is a tricky one. We have seen him getting very less game time in even ISL. For an Indian forward, it has been tough with all like five for six foreigners in the league to get game time, especially if you are a number 9, uh, which is the reason we have seen him not getting even into the Indian team in the recent few games. Yeah, and I think he also had a injury or something like that. uh, so my point is, even in the Asian Games, I think we will have to depend on Chetri to bail us out from the tough situations. Uh,
That's pretty sad
he's
actually. Looking being so dependent on Chetri in Asian games as well. Um,
There have been
yeah,
players,
Sumi,
you think?
you were saying something. Yeah,
Yeah,
please
yeah, yeah.
continue.
I would just like to add one thing. There have been players like Liston or Manveer or even Nanda, and also Naurem has also done really well in the last few games. So I would like to see how they do in the national team in the longer run, but I haven't seen that spark in Liston in the national team. What he had done in the previous year with Mohan Bagan, even in this year he has struggled a lot with his finishing. It's just that these players are getting 1 year where they are looking like they are going to be the next big thing, and then there's no consistency on you say performances and everything. That's the
Yeah,
story for Indian football in the last few years.
I think Chetri should go with the team, but I don't think he is to play the two matches against Bangladesh and Myanmar. He can just play against China though, but I think he can be rested against Bangladesh and Myanmar. All and if he are losing against both of them, he can obviously come later in the match and try to turn things. So that's what my ideal wish would be. Anyway, I think we should like wrap things up. About women's football, like what's happening there. Like we are seeing updates about coaches not coming in, coaches being changed, and dinner like coming back. Like there's a lot of miscommunication in women's football right now. So to those which please explain like what's happening in women's football right now. Yeah, your mic is off, first, please.
Sorry. So with women's football, what I'm seeing is I don't know why the media is not highlighting the situation. But what the thing I know is in and around between 10 to 15 July, the AIFF sent a press release saying that Anthony Andrews was chosen the head coach for Asian Games and the Olympic qualifiers. That the women's will be the Asian Games will be played from September to October, and after that the Olympic qualifiers for women is in the end of October. The last game, the third game of the Olympic qualifiers, is on first November, if I'm not mistaken. But what Anthony Andrews was chosen as a head coach. I mean, no, he was not chosen. He was suggested by the technical committee to be the head coach, and a week after that, 2 3 days, I mean, a week just before this, we heard the press release from the AIFF saying that Thomas Dennerby will be the head coach, Anthony Andrews will be the coach, and Maymol Rocky will be the assistant coach. So I don't know what is happening over there because first Anthony was chosen over there, and now he's been given a title of a coach. I don't know what his role would be with the national team since Thomas is taking over. So it is a pretty sad thing for an Indian coach who's and he has proven his worth. I mean, he was the AIFF Young Coach of the Year in 2018 when he was just 21. He won title with Minerva in under 13 and under 18 level. Last year in 2022, he was the best women's coach. This season he won the IWL unbeaten. Last year as well, he I guess lost one game, and this year when you compare his two stints in IWL, in his first stints and in his second stint, there were two different sets of players. So he has done like two different sets of players, and he has won it. And this time IWL was tough because Odisha FC also had a very good squad. They had some national players as well. And there was Kickstart as well. I believe Kickstart did well in the IWL. So the guy has proved his worth, and I don't know what is happening with him. So it is probably sad what is happening. We will see what happens in the Indian national women's team. The camp begins in Odisha from day after tomorrow. It is what I've learned. Let's see what happens over there. But it is, I mean, Anthony Andrews is an A license holder, AFC A license holder, and he's just 27. Some of the players in the national team would be elder than him. So it was a very, I mean, it is very sad to see as a fan of Indian football saying that the Indian coaches are not given enough time, enough this thing to lead the team. I am not sure whether Thomas Denderby or Maymol Rocky has. I won't comment on Maymol Rocky, but I don't know if Thomas Denderby has said anything. Has followed the IWL because what his contract was set to expire before the IWL. So I don't know what is happening, but let's hope all the off the field issues will be sorted and the national team, the women's team, does well because they are the 11th best team in the Asia right now. They probably missed out on the World Cup spot because of the Asian Games, the COVID issue. We all know what happened in Navi Mumbai, where 90% of the squad got COVID. So it is very sad to see what is happening in women's football, and even more saddening when you see media not being able to highlight the issue in front of the normal fans. Us three being in the media know we do have an idea what is going on in and around the Indian football setup compared to the normal fans. But I'm disappointed in seeing Anthony Andrews as just a coach of the women's team. He was supposed to be the head coach. Now he's been demoted. I don't know if his position is better than Maymol Rocky or lower than Maymol Rocky. So it is quite saddening. So that's the rant I have. That's the thing that has pissed me off. Why not the Indian coaches? Why not the Indian coaches? We talk about Indian coaches this and that, uh, but why not him?
Yeah, I think AIFF has many questions to answer to fans. We should be bringing more women football fans here to understand what's really going on. Anyway, I think we
We
have
will
covered
be doing it.
everything for yeah. Sorry.
We will be. We wish to do. uh, a full set of episode on women's football, and we will ask the women fans to come and explain to us the scenario, because I also don't follow much of Indian women's football. I believe neither both of you as well. We
Yeah,
will
yeah, yeah.
in the future we will bring the female fans here who will be better knowledgeable than us and will be able to explain the scenario what is going on behind, so that you guys have a better idea of what is happening in Indian football.
Yeah, right. Fair, fair enough. We will be inviting more fans. Anyway, I think we have covered everything which was supposed to be covered across the all the three draws. We have discussed the predictions, what's going on, what's going to happen. So I think that's for today. We have also addressed all the comments. So I think we can wrap it up for today, guys. There's one more question coming in. Let's address that as well. How big is a gossip cup win by an Indian team? Shomik, you should take it. I think
You see,
मेरा actually was helping.
I mean, these youth tournaments are there to give the young players exposure. It doesn't matter if they win these tournaments or not. It's what matters is what they are gaining, what experience they are gaining from these tournaments, against whom they are playing, how they are learning from their opponents, and all. Cause all these things matter in the long run. Yeah, I know winning is a big part of the game of football, but in the youth academies, in the youth age, the focus should be on developing the players. I think I may quote Xavi Hernandez on that matter. There was this chance for Barcelona B team to qualify for the Segunda Division this time, right? He or I don't clearly remember if it was him or Rafa Marquez, the Barca B coach, who said it. It's just they said it that it's not our main goal to qualify to the second division. Our main goal should be to produce better players, to develop better players for the first team, and that should be the goal for most of the teams, at least who has a senior team, and even for the other teams who do not have that senior team, it should be the goal to develop more players, to show the technical side, the tactical side of the game at the age when they should be learning. The winning part comes after that. Okay, all these things we mess up, and I have seen in the Indian age group level teams are just searching for wins. They are playing a brand of football where your players are not improving on technicality at all. I think we all have seen. Sayak have also watched a lot of youth level football in India, and this is, I think, one of the main areas Stimac also pointed out when he was appointed. If you look at his earlier webinars or earlier press conferences, he was saying that the change should come from the grassroots level. The way we train a player, in most of the cases, it's comparatively inferior than our European counterparts or even South American counterparts, or you can say even the Asian nations who have developed right now. If you go there, the main part has always been how to develop a player. It's not about winning it. But yes, again, this Gothic Cup win, this has been a big thing, because at the end of the day, we all want Indian football to do well in the foreign soil, and also we want Indian more fans in the game with more important wins, with winning tournaments like this. We are only going to see the level of Indian football getting better. But
Sayak has unfortunately. Okay, sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
So
Carry on, sorry.
yeah, yeah. So as I was saying, but the goal should be simple at first. You should look at developing the players, developing them technically, tactically, physically, and later looking at the looking at how if you have won a tournament or not. I think Rutvij, if you want to add
Okay,
anything on this.
so there's something that Kai Rooney, the son of Wayne Rooney, had played the Gothia Cup from Manchester Grammar School, I believe, and they lost. They lost to Minerva. So yes, he just for the European fans to know that Kai Rooney, the young Manchester United, the youth Manchester United forward, as was part of this thing, and yeah, they lost against Minerva. That's it, guys. That's all
Yeah.
from us. We will be bringing in more content next week. This will be our weekly podcast, and next week we will be discussing about Durant Cup and all the latest happenings from Indian football from this week to next. So please stay tuned to our channel, the Indian Football Casuals. Like and subscribe the channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh,